Hey, good day, folks. It's Lance Klessig, and I'm here today with Myron Sylling, and his brother Mike is in the tractor, and they farm together with their dad, Karl. You guys are out combining corn today, planting cover crops. First, tell us a little bit about where you farm, some of the crops you grow.
Okay, we farm halfway between Spring Grove, Minnesota and Eitzen. We grow corn, non-GMO corn, soybeans, and do as much cover crop as we can with those crops.
Awesome, awesome. Tell us a little bit about how many acres you guys run.
Right now we're running 1,400 acres of cropland, all no-till. So we've been doing that for these acres for the last 10 years. We've been about this size.
Awesome. Tell us a little bit about kind of how your yields have been running on your beans and corn. I know you're only a little ways into your corn, but
yeah. Finished bean harvest this year, best we've ever had. We averaged 66.5 bushels on 475 acres this year. Corn, the early corn has been, the 96-day corn has been running about 230 average on the bean ground. The 99-day on corn ground has been running about 220 this year.
Awesome, awesome. And Myron does sell for Acre Gold. You can also tell that they are loyal John Deere fans, and we have a lot to talk about. You guys have awesome soils. You've been cover cropping for how many years?
We've been cover cropping 6-7 years now.
Awesome. And how many years no-till?
Been no-till since the mid-90s, so we're not quite 30 years yet, mid-20s.
Great, great. And I've been seeing infiltration rates 6, 8, even 10 inches of rain on this farm go right in the ground, so it's been awesome.
Yep.
These guys really have some awesome things. If we had time, I would have dug up some soil, but we're here to look at the combine and the drill, so let's get Mike going with the drill, and tell us a little bit about this tool. What does it give you in your toolbox?
It gives us a lot of things. What got us interested in this in the first place was erosion control. Part of getting into no-till was to reduce or eliminate erosion. We found out it saved a lot of time and money, but as the rains got heavier and stuff, we still had erosion with the no-till. Sure. So adding the cover crops has greatly reduced our erosion. It's still not totally eliminated, but let's say it's 90% better than what we had.
Awesome, awesome. Some of the other objectives we talked about is having a live root 24/7, feeding the biology. I mean, those are all things that you guys think a lot about, the soil health principles. Tell me about trying to cover crop every acre every year.
Well, the last couple years have been quite a challenge for that. We do try, we do drill after harvest. In the last couple years, it's been late, it's been cold, and we froze up. So when we went to Plan B, and I went to frost seeding cover crops in 2018 in the spring and 2019. Worked very well. Actually, we had better growth and vigor out of those spring planted crops than we did the very late drilled crop. So.
Great, and that was cereal rye in front of beans and oats in front of corn, both, right?
And I've also done cereal rye in front of corn, so all three combinations. So.
Great, great. Now, Myron and his brother Mike have experimented some with some 60-inch corn. Tell us about some of your future ideas, whether that's interseeding or some other things that are on their horizon.
Well, because of the challenge of the late falls and trying to have that living root out there as long as possible, one of the things that we're looking at to potentially have the root out there longer is possibly drone seeding earlier. If I have a drone, or we can do some interseed, that opens my window wide open to different species and different times of the year to establish this crop, or cover crop.
Sure, sure. And having a living root as much as we can 24/7, I think, is one of the goals that you guys are after.
Right, and I'm also trying to get to diversification, and as we are, if we're frost seeding or doing the after harvest planning, we're very limited in species that we can use. If I go to the interseed or drone seeding, I can now add some new species and up that variety.
Sure, great, great. Lastly, what's one piece of advice for somebody that's watching our video that you might suggest to them if they want to get into cover crops or get into the soil health principles following? What's one piece of advice or two if you want?
Get started as soon as you can. You won't believe the differences this can make, and just in 1 year you can see some drastic differences. Advice piece number 2, talk to Lance or somebody like him that is knowledgeable in this. You can make mistakes that will cost you money. There's a ton of knowledge and resources such as Lance, myself, other people out there to prevent you from making those mistakes.
I would agree. I'd agree. Well, Myron, I just want to say thank you for taking the time. You know, they're really busy right now, combining full bore. And Myron, you ran late last night, probably. What was it?
At 10:30 we stopped.
Okay.
I got to bed at 11:30.
Okay, so these guys are running pretty hard trying to get the crop in, but also the cover crop in the ground. So I just want to invite you, if you like our videos, check us out on YouTube and subscribe if you like. And also just choose to make it a great day. And thanks for joining us.